Welcome in everybody to beautiful Dominion Raceway for Kevin Kromer Championship Night. It's the Grand National Super Series season closer. And boy, do we have a very, very competitive field for you here tonight in Thornburg, Virginia. A lot of people say this place is in Spotsylvania, Virginia. A lot of people say this is in Woodford, Virginia. But we're going to go with Thornburg. Nobody really knows. But let's go ahead and look at the starting lineup here for the first twin 50-lap feature. We've got Larry Berg starting on the pole in the number 9 for CR7 Motorsports. Good to see him make his Grand National Super Series debut. And starting alongside is the number 77. Absolutely amazing to see that machine back on track for K2 Motorsports is Jake Chrisman. Row 2, you've got our season champion, Jeremy Mayfield, the number 21 machine. And of course, you've got the number 97, Jason Kitzmiller, second place in points. Row 3, making his Grand National Super Series debut, filling in for the injured Donnie Doster. The number 57 is Chase Pollard, son of Larry Pollard and grandson of NASCAR legend Harry Gant. And in the number 0, Scott Bloomquist Tribute Machine, it's the A.J. Henriksen car. Row 4, you've got Bob Schacht in that mean red number 75, and Lauren Butler in the number 53, actually in Mark Jones's car, as she broke a timing chain during practice. So bad luck continues for that Edlin Motorsports machine. Row 5, you've got Larry Wilcox in the number 66, still looking for his first career GNSS win. Mike Kurkowski in the number 1 will start alongside. And then row 6, rounding out the field, the number 62 Super Dave, it's Dave Hutchinson. And of course, I am Joshua Weatherman. Joining me trackside will be Brandon Fuller for post-race interviews. And like I said, we have got an absolutely amazing field here to round out 2024. As you see on the screen, Kevin Kromer Championship Night, Mahoning Valley Speedway Hall of Fame member, numerous Grand National Super Series wins. And look at that. That is absolutely amazing. We want to thank Dominion Raceway for displaying that on their big screen for everybody in attendance and you watching at home can see. This is what this night is all about, remembering Kevin Kromer. And that car will be back on track here in just a couple of pace laps. Absolutely incredible. And Jake Chrisman, he's no stranger to Grand National Super Series victory lane, and it's right here at Dominion Raceway. He has 2 Grand National Super Series wins here and an average finish of, get this, 1.3. That's right, if you're going to win here at Dominion Raceway, you're going to have to get past Jake Chrisman, no matter how long it's been since he's been out of the seat. So look for that number 77 machine to be a contender. But right there behind him, that's Larry Berg in the number 9, driving for CR7 Motorsports. Longtime competitor in this discipline of racing, but surprisingly, this is his first career Grand National Super Series start. So we're looking forward to see what he can do in his debut. And of course, also tonight, we're celebrating our championship. Jeremy Mayfield, multi-time Cup Series winner, finally back with a championship trophy in his hands. Had an absolutely phenomenal season. Jeremy Mayfield, your 2024 Grand National Super Series presented by ECC champion. As we round this very, very fast 4/10 of a mile. Talk to these drivers all day long during pre-race and practice. This track is one of the fastest tracks that we go to on the 2024 schedule. Have to pull your belts tight. As we want to thank all the fans that are watching at home and that are here in attendance. An absolutely amazing facility, Dominion Raceway. I mean, this is my first time actually here, and this place could realistically host the top 3 series of NASCAR. This is an absolutely beautiful facility, and we are so glad that they have the Grand National Super Series here. This is our second time here this year. Earlier this year, Jason Kitzmiller swept the night. What can he do tonight? Can he sweep it once again? He won over at Carteret County Speedway after that sudden monsoon that we had, ending the race on lap 30. And of course, starting the evening over at Carteret County Speedway was Chris Burns, taking Bob Schacht's blue number 75 machine to victory lane for his first career Grand National Super Series victory. So a whole bucket of storylines entering Dominion Raceway tonight. as we continue to pace the field. It will be the number 9, Larry Berg, starting on the pole. Longtime veteran, but you know, when you're debuting in any type of series, there's got to be butterflies in your stomach, especially starting on the pole after a top 6 redraw. So I can't imagine what's going through the mind of that number 9 machine. Starting on the outside, we talked about it earlier, Jake Christman in the number 77. Our champion Jeremy Mayfield 3rd. Jason Kitzmiller 4th. And rounding out the top 5 is Chase Pollard. Here we come to the start-finish line at Dominion Raceway, and we are green for our 2024 championship finale. Larry Berg does not get a good start at all. That'll allow the number 77 of Jake Christman to take the early lead. But watch out, that red and yellow number 97 is going to be right on his back bumper. As we come to complete lap 1, we see this amazing speed shot, just how fast these cars can get at Dominion Raceway. As Kitzmiller, like I said, right on the back bumper of the number 77 machine. As per usual in our Grand National Super Series events, we will have a competition caution in lap 20, and we do have a caution right now. Talked it up. That number 9 machine of Larry Berg stalled in the middle of turns 3 and 4. Not going to be able to get that machine back to pit road. Will need some assistance. And no, he is actually fired back up. So any type of rhythm that these drivers were hoping to get here early in the race, just completely erased. As you have to hate that for Larry Berg. Not the debut he wanted at all in that fast number 9 CR7 machine. Got to see Grant Infinger earlier in the pits with that team. Awesome to see that guy over here hunting for a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series title at Phoenix here coming up shortly. So want to wish all the best of luck to him, everybody at Grand National Super Series. He will have to restart at the tail end of the field. Knew something was wrong there at the beginning. He just did not get a good start whatsoever. Stumbled tremendously. The field did a very nice job of avoiding him, though, so what could have been a disaster worked out pretty well in everybody's favor. The sun is setting here in Thornburg, Virginia. As Jake Christman will now be our new leader, as you see the entire Grand National Super Series field coming by you to double up for the incoming restart. Gorgeous machines as they're all doubled up. We'll see if we can get a good green flag run in here this time. Christman will lead him off, but Kitzmiller, we know how fast he is. He'll be on his outside lane, and we're green at Dominion once again. Christman with a fantastic restart. Jeremy Mayfield barely slotting into 3rd. You see Chase Pollard there in 4th. A great run so far for him in his debut. He looks under Jeremy Mayfield. As all eyes are on the top 2, Jason Kitzmiller all over that number 77 machine. Looking for any way by. The inside is the preferred groove here at Dominion Raceway. You can make the outside work, but it is definitely a challenge. You have to think for Jason Kitzmiller now, he doesn't want to push the issue too much. I mean, we know we've got a competition caution coming up, and this is a whole 50-lap race. We're only 5 laps in. He's got a little bit of time to know what he's working with here and get his feet underneath him. Meanwhile, for Jake Christman, though, he wants to stay in the lead. And, of course, right when I say that about Jason Kitzmiller, is looking to Christman's inside, not wanting to play around with that number 77. What a way to end the year it would be for that number 97. One of the greatest years of that driver's career, Jason Kitzmiller. He has an average finish of 1.5 here, so both of these guys are just absolute masters of Dominion Raceway. As the cars speed by you, that'll make your couch and chair rumble. As Dave Hutchinson now in the way of the number 77 of Jake Chrisman. They'll get by without issue. But that allowed Kitzmiller to reel him in just a little bit more, but he's not able to get around him just yet. He'll continue to peek inside, but I just don't know if that's going to work because Chrisman is hoarding that bottom lane. Mano e mano, these two drivers are out in their own zip code right now. Jake Chrisman and Jason Kitzmiller. As we continue to log laps, we are not that far away from our mandatory lap 20 competition caution as they come up on the number 1 of Mike Krakowski, not the run that Mike Krakowski wanted tonight. As he almost goes into Jason Kitzmiller there, that had to be a scary moment for the number 97 machine. As they go past the number 53. Horrible, horrible luck for that Lauren Butler team. Brought the 53 out that she usually drives. She destroyed it over at Carteret County Speedway, but luckily got it fixed. Don't know how she did. But then the timing chain broke during practice. And look at this! Jason Kitzmiller all over the number 77 of Jake Chrisman. Man, oh man, he wants that lead bad. I don't think Chrisman is going to like that very well at all. But Jason Kitzmiller, you have to give it to him. He's a hard-nosed racer. He's looking for any way to get around him. He wants to lead as many laps as possible. That sweep we talked about earlier in the year, he wants to repeat the feat. Sweep the night again as Dave Hutchinson have to rally around him. What an interesting opening set of laps here at Dominion Raceway. Chrisman unfazed by that attempted bump and run by Jason Kitzmiller. As everybody else just kind of in their own lane right now, trying to figure out what they want to do after this lap 20 caution. As there's the number 75, Bob Schacht, as you saw on our Facebook page earlier in the week. He really, really wanted a good run here. Hate to see Bob getting lapped, but again, that just shows how hard this Grand National Super Series is and how tough the competition is. As any second, the flagman will wave the yellow flag, and there it is. Caution is out. Our second one of the night. Well, that was interesting. Kitzmiller, I mean, he has been on Chrisman's back bumper the entire race so far. But that move, you have a feeling that Chrisman does not appreciate that whatsoever. As you see Bob Schacht coming down pit road, don't know what the problem is with that machine. That car has won numerous races here at Dominion Raceway. You see there Chris Burns, our former winner over at Carteret County Speedway, helping out the Bob Schacht Motorsports machine. As they're making some wholesale adjustments there. Whatever's wrong with this car, it is really not to Bob's liking. As he will roll back out. And Bob has just had an absolute topsy-turvy season. Had foot surgery earlier in the year. Had to miss a couple of races for that. Had to park his machine early at Tri-County due to stomach issues. And then over at Carteret County, was hoping to run that blue number 75 machine. But unfortunately, the Donnie Doster 57 machine blew a motor. Therefore, Bob gave his seat up to Chris Burns, and Chris ultimately took that 75 to victory lane. As you see, oh my goodness. Lauren Butler's luck is just awful. So we'll see what kind of adjustments they make on this number 53 machine. You see where they had to mark out the 12. This machine is usually driven by Mark Jones. You see the normal 53 machine in the background that she usually drives. This crew was absolutely working like dogs earlier during practice to get this car set up to Lauren's liking. As we will get the 1 to go signal this time by, it looks like Lauren will be able to make it back out on the track in time for the restart. As it's championship night, she's trying to gain any points she can, trying to maneuver her way up in the point standings any way she can. Tighten your seat belts, because this is going to be an amazing final 30 laps of this race. Chrisman and Kitzmiller to the green flag. Side by side, deadlocked off of turn number 2. Jason Kitzmiller has the advantage on the outside for now, but Chrisman will fight back on the inside. But it looks like Kitzmiller, is he going to clear? No, he's not. Chrisman, and now he will clear. Jason Kitzmiller to the lead coming out of turn 2. Thought Chrisman was going to stick his nose in turns 1 and 2, but Kitzmiller was able to clear, and now Kitzmiller looking to stretch that gap as far as possible. As now the battle for third is heating up. Chase Pollard, again, the grandson of Harry Gant, usual limited late model and late model stock competitor, trying to get acclimated to these huge Grand National Super Series machines. And A.J. Henriksen and that white ECC machine looking to try to break that winless streak. It's been 14 races since A.J. Henriksen's last win in the Grand National Super Series. Now, to any other driver, you're thinking 14 races, that's not bad at all. A.J. Henriksen is one of the most competitive drivers in this garage area. So 14 races for him is like an absolute lifetime. Jeremy Mayfield also trying to join this party. As you can put all 3 of these guys under a blanket as they battle for third place. Henriksen exploring that outer line, looking to see if he can put enough rubber up there to make it work. Now he's trying that diamond approach, going to the outside, then to the inside of Chase Pollard. Pollard not going to budge, though. Giving that 57 machine, normally driven by Donnie Doster, a great run here tonight so far. As they'll drive away just a little bit from Jeremy Mayfield. Mayfield just looking to have an incident-free night. He's got the championship locked up. Of course, you want to go for trophies. You want to go for the win. But for Jeremy, he's just looking to keep this car in one piece, and he's looking to have a little fun tonight here at Dominion. As 2 cars make their way to pit road there. Great heads up from the drivers on track to miss them. That could have been very, very bad. Seen multiple incidents like that in the past in racing. As these guys are just stuck like glue, they will not get away from each other. Pollard holding the fort down with a fine sword for Donnie Doster. AJ Henriksen, though, right on his rear end. Not going to be able to do anything right now. Henriksen even brought a different car here today to test out, see if that one was going to be better than this one. They decided to go with the usual white machine. Had a flat tire in practice, almost wrecked this machine. Somehow, some way, AJ Henriksen had the wherewithal to get it to pit road before anything major happened. As he's almost to the right rear quarter panel to Pollard, but he just cannot make it work yet. You also have to give that to AJ Henriksen. He's a very, very patient driver. Doesn't like to use the bumper much as he looks to the inside of Chase Pollard. This battle between Pollard and Henriksen is going to allow Mayfield to close in as well. Henriksen has the run on the inside coming out of turn 2. Give third place to the number 0 Scott Bloomquist tribute machine of AJ Henriksen. Jeremy Mayfield will follow him through. That'll kick Chase Pollard back to 5th. As AJ Henriksen looks to hightail it out of there from those two machines. We talked about how fast this track is. This is a 50-lap race. We're already at 12 laps to go. That's just how fast these races can go by. You blink your eyes and you'll definitely miss something. AJ Henriksen already thinking about what he can do to this machine to make it faster for the second race. You know he wants to end up in victory lane. Also a former winner here at Dominion Raceway is AJ Henriksen. An average finish of 3rd here for the white ECC machine. Also great to have Barbara and Arnie Henriksen in the house here at Dominion Raceway for the championship finale. Want to thank them for everything they do for the Grand National Super Series. Without them, we would not be on track right now. As Jason Kitzmiller just riding in the sunset right now. That car is on absolute cruise control. He could probably kick his feet up on the dash and just let it ride for the remaining 8 laps. Kitzmiller can close this deal. This will be his 4th win here at Dominion Raceway. And the first step in repeating a sweep, similar to what he did earlier this year. It'll also be his 12th win overall, just 1 win away from tying AJ Henriksen as the most winningest Grand National Super Series driver. But here comes Jake Chrisman. The gap is starting to close just a bit. We were talking up how good Jason Kitzmiller's lead was, and Jake Chrisman is calling me a liar. Jake Chrisman is going to go to the inside of Jason Kitzmiller. Jake Chrisman to the lead. Don't know what's going on with that number 97 machine. But how about Jake Chrisman? Was it tire saving on Chrisman's part? Was it Kitzmiller's car is just fading away just a little bit as they navigate the lap traffic of Dave Hutchinson? Whatever it was, Jake Chrisman is loving it. As we come to just 3 laps to go, that number 77 of Jake Chrisman looking for his 3rd career Dominion win and his 4th career Grand National Super Series win overall. Popsicle sticks in the air from the Dominion Raceway flagman. Just 2 more circuits for Jake Chrisman to navigate, but Jason Kitzmiller is still right on his back bumper. If Chrisman makes any mistake whatsoever, Kitzmiller is going to benefit from it. The final lap at Dominion Raceway. Kitzmiller has one last chance to make a charge going into turn 3. I don't know if it's going to work, though. There's a big smile in the sky. Jake Christman wins in the K2 Motorsports number 77 machine in honor of Kevin Kromer. What an absolutely amazing performance from that number 77 of Jake Christman. Just biding his time and waiting till the end. You have to hate that for Jason Kitzmiller. Dominated this race. But what about this story for Jake Christman? We know the story about Kevin Kromer. We know the story with Christman in this track. And right now, I'm pretty sure Kevin Kromer is as happiest as he's ever been. What an absolutely amazing story. The Kelly Kromer is here tonight, along with the Bikers Against Cop Killer sponsor. A bunch of those guys are out here tonight. As he does a Polish victory lap. Reminiscent of Alan Kowicki. Another racer lost too soon, just like Kevin Kromer. You see Christman down in victory lane. Man, that has to tug at your heartstrings just a bit, seeing that number 77 with the checkered flag. An absolutely amazing, amazing sight here for the first twin 50-lapper. Machine still even has the Kevin Kromer name above the door. As we're going to back his machine up. We're going to move him over just a little bit. The victory lane here at Dominion is a little farther back than most tracks. As we're going to go ahead and throw it on down to Brandon Fuller for post-race interviews.
Make a move.
Yeah, we just got tight there toward the middle, toward the end, and then we slipped up bad there in 1 and 2, and Jake got underneath of us. But I can tell you, I bet the 77's looking down from upstairs and just got a big old smile on his face. So at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely, man. We're happy to see Kevin Kromer's machine in the Bugsy Repair victory lane with that Bikers Against Cop Killers. It's a big deal. It's a great cause. And Jake Christman getting it done for his good friend Kevin Kromer.
Absolutely, yeah. Jake's a heck of a racer, and I'm sure Kevin wouldn't like to have anybody else in the car. So like I said, I'm sure he's looking down with a big old grin on his face.
Absolutely. Jason Kitzmiller running up second here in the first Grand National Super Series of finish. Jake Christman looking to climb out of his machine. He's got that checker flag coming out. He's got the steering wheel going on the dash. Helmet still on. See if we can get him to come out. He's got the full crew of Bikers Against Cop Killers hanging out here in the Bugsy Repair victory lane. As he gets set, just a couple of more safety requirements he'll have to remove before he gets to climbing out of his 77 Nicholson Security Camry, his Toyota Camry here in the Bugsy Repair victory lane. Jake Christman climbing out, y'all make some noise. Pointing to the sky for his good friend Kevin Kromer right there. We lost Kevin a few weeks ago. Kevin was a great man, an awesome figure here in the sport, certainly with this whole crew of Bikers Against Cop Killers. A big cause that meant the world to him. Jake, what does it mean for you and your crew?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it all together. Just thought about him a lot the last 10 laps, and can't thank everybody, the Kromer family enough for letting us do this, and this means a lot.
Now, Kitzmiller, he had that thing in the bag for about 30 laps. He was stretching the field on you guys. I have to ask, do you think Kevin might have reached into his car and tightened him up a bit there to help you out?
He might have been pulling plug wires off in there. I don't know. Yeah, he was definitely riding with us, and especially to put all these people here in victory lane.
Congratulations, man. Who do you have to thank for this victory?
Yeah, the Kromer family, Biker Against Cop Killers chapter, for all their support for Kevin over the years, and just so happy again that they're all here to enjoy it.
Absolutely. Congratulations again to you. We'll walk over here to AJ Henriksen in his signature Scott Bloomquist tribute, the number 0 here. You came up third place. You had a pretty stout machine. You were showing some very fast speeds out there, man. Talk to us about your race, and what do you have for race 2?
I think we'll be better in race 2 for sure. Just kind of riding there for a little bit. I was there behind Chase there. I gave him plenty of room, and he looked like he was struggling, getting a little bit loose, and I was pretty patient with him, and got around him and started charging, but I knew I didn't have enough to get to the front, so towards the end I just kind of stopped sliding around and just saved the tires for the second race. We'll do a few adjustments and hopefully be better.
We'll see what he's got. AJ Henriksen ready to rock and roll for race number 2. You see we've got the Powder Puff U-Car race getting ready to get started. We've got a mother and daughter combo hopping in on the front row there. We got
Thank you to Brandon Fuller, trackside, an absolutely amazing scene. As you saw, Barbara and Arnie Henriksen from ECC awarding the trophy to Jake Christman, an absolute storybook ending to an amazing twin 50-lap feature. And we've still got 50 more laps to go later in the night here at Dominion Raceway. Thank you to all who watched live on YouTube, and we'll see